In June 2020, I was inundated with text messages, ads, social media posts, all claiming that my life matters, Black lives matter. And these messages were so explicit in ways I hadn't experienced before that I quickly began to think to myself, am I being played? Is my existence now trendy? This question of diversity as a principle versus diversity as a prop is a driving force behind my research. My study examines how companies responded to the Black Lives Matter movement of summer 2020, and if there is any impact on their rates of Black talent. I examined 5 major tech companies, focusing on how companies responded to BLM through their commitments, along with their demographic data before and after summer 2020. Here's what I found. While companies claim to be for racial equity, most commitments did not address systemic inequality within the organization itself. Instead, companies primarily focused on commitments external to the organization, like philanthropy and customer support. In fact, only about 1/3 of commitments were dedicated to organizational change, like improving hiring policies in the leadership pipeline. And when we look at the rates of Black talent, these companies are far below the national line. So what does it mean to say Black lives matter when Black people don't exist in your environment? Today's consumers are more inclined to support companies that share their values. So companies had a real incentive to show support and solidarity with BLM. By promoting external efforts to benefit the Black community, companies were able to espouse the values of diversity, but without having to make substantial changes within. This paradox is called a diversity ideology. Unlike colorblind racism, which ignores the existence of race, a diversity ideology celebrates difference while maintaining structural inequality. It's how Facebook was able to boldly state Black lives matter and Black talent be the least represented across the company. It's how Pinterest was able to denounce systemic racism, and yet only 4% of those in leadership roles are Black. So going back to my initial question of, am I a prop? A diversity ideology would say, yes, you are, but it doesn't have to be that way. Research has shown that organizational change through affirmative action plans, diversity committees, and specialized roles can improve racial diversity and equity in the workplace. And the effects of racial equity are far-reaching. Not only does it benefit people of color through increased wages and upward mobility, it also increases innovation and creativity in companies. Not to mention, it lowers the unemployment rate and boosts consumerism, which benefits our entire economy. So if Black lives matter, let it matter in all aspects of Black livelihood. The future of our society depends on it. Thank you.